Final segment on a Friday afternoon ahead of Clemson and Georgia in Charlotte. Holy cow, it's finally here, man. We'll have it covered for you, ClemsonSportsTalk.com, on Twitter at Clemson Sports. Again, thank you to everybody for being a part of the program today. The Savage Dog did tell us that the great Larry Munson, the legendary voice of Georgia, started the DAWG. He said that's how we Southerners pronounce it. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Savage Dog also says, I'm going to hope it comes down to physicality and not coaching. I got Georgia winning 31-24. So this to me is the rub in this game, exactly where the Savage Dog went. And so here's what I believe about this game. I believe both of these teams are more than capable of being in contention for the college football playoff in late November, early December. Like I think if Georgia wins this game, yes, do they have some hurdles along the way to get to the SEC championship? And there's no doubt the hurdles are, in my opinion, greater than the hurdles Clemson faces. But as I have said, I think that in a heads up at the end of the year, if Clemson wins out and wins the ACC and Georgia wins out and gets beaten in the SEC championship. Now, again, Ohio State looked a little vulnerable last night. They'll take on Oregon. So one of those two won't be in the conversation probably at the end to argue against Clemson or Georgia or the loser of this game. I wouldn't think. Oklahoma possibly could be there. Alabama could possibly be there. So you start to, again, and we got a long way. Who knows? COVID-19, man, you could have a situation where both of these teams lose a couple of ball games. But if we just assume best case scenarios henceforth, this game to me is very significant for Clemson because of the fact that Georgia would have a heads-up advantage on them at the end of the year. Now, if you believe Georgia's going to lose a couple of games, then it might not be as significant for Clemson. You think Georgia loses two more, that comparison won't be a one-to-one comparison. But Clemson has been in these games, and I think the Ohio State game and the way it went was a one-off with the James Skalski hit on a fourth down play. Well, it's going into a fourth down play. Ohio State ends up scoring a touchdown on that drive instead of what I believe would have been a field goal. If they made it, they're only up 10. If they miss it, they're up 7. I mean, things that happened 2 years ago against LSU, you kind of heard Tommy Bowden laughing about it. Like, man, people they're focusing on that stuff. And there are people out there. They'll say, well, when Clemson was on the biggest stage, man, they haven't been able to play with the big dogs. They haven't been able to play with the top teams in the country. And I think there's a level of experience that is significant for Clemson in these ball games. And yeah, it helps Georgia that they played in the SEC, that they've been in the SEC championship. But what the Savage Dog is talking about is, I think, the legitimate concern. Edward chimes in and says, if our offensive line blocks, we win at 38-17. James says, good guys, 34-27. So I'm just taking a look here to see if anybody else has thrown a prediction in that I may have missed along the way. I don't see anybody in particular, but if you want to throw one in and squeeze it in here, you can. But I think that's what it comes down to, man, coaching and the ability to make changes and adjustments, not just at the half, but throughout the ball game. You know, I believe that DJ Uiagalelei is a better pro prospect than JT Daniels already. I think DJ's got a chance to be another number 1 overall draft pick. And you're going, Swanny, you've only seen him. I truly believe, I thought it about Lawrence when he got to Clemson. I think DJ's got the same chance, top 5 pick, maybe the number 1 overall selection. And so I just believe that the stage is not going to be too big for DJ. I think because Clemson will have success in the downfield passing game, Justin Ross, EJ Williams, I think that people have forgotten about EJ Williams because of all the offseason conversations about Joe Ngata's health and Frank Ladson's health. And again, I think Clemson's got weapons all over the field that they'll be able to take advantage of. And if they can throw the ball, and if you buy into Will Shipley catching the ball in the backfield, as Tim Beret said yesterday, swing passes, little quick hitters to take advantage of Clemson's speed and minimize Georgia's defensive line speed, or their defensive line's ability to really clog up the middle but still get the ball in the playmaker's hands. I mean, I think Clemson's going to win this ballgame. The problem I've had is I can't decide if this is going to be 24-21 or if I think it's going to be 38-35. Like, that's the thing I'm really struggling with. Like, I don't know where to put the number on this game, but I think you're looking at a 3, maybe a 4-point win for Clemson in this ballgame. I think it's going to be close. So we'll roll out of here like this. I'll take your Tigers getting the JOBDONE, the job done over the Georgia Bulldogs. Clemson wins it tomorrow night in Charlotte. I think I'm a little low on the score here. 31-27. 31-27. Tigers win it. Either way, both of these teams still very much going to be in the hunt for the college football playoff and certainly for conference crowns, etc. But the biggest opener of the weekend takes place in Charlotte, North Carolina. And please, oh, please let me be right that we get a little Ric Flair action on game day.
And I'm saying, woo, right here.
If I get that right, you got to go follow the show. You got to go subscribe. As a matter of fact, some of you need to come subscribe to the website too. We got to get out of here until Monday or Tuesday, possibly.